Donald Trump has been eager as hell to get back on the rally trail. He wants to be surrounded by his adoring fans. And on Saturday, he was, for the first time in months. But not necessarily as many of them as he expected to. See, the arena that he spoke in seats 19,200 people, but fewer than 6,200 came. Which is not a lot when you've been advertising for weeks now that 1 million people have signed up. See, he wanted to fill in that 19,000 seats. He also was expected to give a second address to a crowd of more than 40,000 additional people in an outdoor overflow space. But after a report from staff that the area held only a couple dozen people, there are dozens of us, hours before the event, that speech was canceled. Now, before we launch into our discussion, I do want to let you know that while most of the numbers were much lower than he would have wanted, there is one set of numbers that is higher than anyone should want, and that is that Oklahoma reported 331 new cases of coronavirus infection on the day of the rally, including 6 members of Trump's campaign advance team that tested positive for the virus. So, look, there's going to be a lot of... It's the perfect. It's nurse's kiss. Mwah. Okay, so initial reaction, we had been expecting this to be a disaster, but I had been expecting it to be a well-attended disaster.
Absolutely. Yeah, if it's going to be a super spreader event, make it super, just sort of like a middling super spreader event, which obviously I think that the left and Democrats cannot get too excited about how low the attendance was for the rally, because honestly, if it had been packed, we would have been criticizing him anyway. The fact that it wasn't packed, we're criticizing him. So it's kind of on us. I mean, for me, I think it tests the limits of just how little science Trump voters will buy into, and whether if the president says that down is up and up is down, whether they'll be like, totally, Yeah. And I actually think that, in fact, it might be a testament not only to his dwindling numbers, but I think to the fact that people who still will vote for him are like, chill, I'm not a roadie. I'm not a groupie. You know what I mean? I'm there with you. Like, I love the hits, but like I got them on, like whatever, my CD-ROM. You know what I mean? Like whatever they listen, like they can still watch him later. They'll watch it on YouTube. So I do think though that like, the emblematic photo of this was the guy sitting amongst the blue seats
by himself,
just in a sea of blue seats by himself with a sign and a mask. And I'm like, see, I like that Trump supporter. Like that's the one that I'm like, at least you believe in science, because that's totally where you go if you want to enjoy the rally and also be safe.
Yeah, because he could have gone.
Hats off to that guy.
Exactly. He could have masks off to that guy. He could have gone and sat down in the crowd. He decided, no, there's plenty of room. I'm going to go sit up there. Yeah, I like that guy. And so there's a lot that I want to focus on. I want to touch briefly on the coronavirus thing, because as you say, if it had been well attended, we would have criticized him. And I think rightly so, particularly because of the whole coronavirus angle. So I'm still going to criticize him because the lack of turnout was not his desire. He wanted to pack as many people as possible. And when we found out that the campaign was going to be handing out masks to everyone that came in, I thought, well, look, that is responsible. They're not, they're not encouraging people to wear them, but by giving it to them, that's sort of encouraging. And so look, this is them being responsible. We talked about this about a week ago, and I said, let's see if they wear them when they're handed a mask. And you identified that guy in the crowd. I am being completely honest. Aside from Trump campaign staffers, I don't know if I saw a single attendee actually wearing one. And I have a pretty good idea of why. It's not just that they believe that the coronavirus is made up, or if it's real, it's something to do with 5G. It's not just that. It is the social pressure of Trump fans on Trump fans to conform. And the reason I know that is because there was a lot of media at the event, and one member of the media was a woman who was wearing a mask. She was not from CNN, she was not from MSNBC, she was from Right Side Broadcasting, a pro-Trump network, and she was attacked as fake news for wearing a mask. She had to shout back to them, no, I'm not fake news, I love Trump. But think about that. If you show up at that rally, but you believe in science and you have on the mask, every single one of those Trump fans is going to jeer you until you take it off.
Mm-hmm.
And so, look, the plus side is that there weren't as many people, so it's maybe not going to be a super spreader thing. It is still thousands of people in close proximity, but not nearly as bad as 60,000. So, you know, small miracles.
Yeah, I mean, I just live for Pink dunking on the numbers. Like, I filled that stadium in, like, you know, I think I
5
sold
minutes.
out that stadium. Bernie Sanders rally, which sold out that stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe when you put together an in-person rally, people aren't going to show up. And the ones who do show up, let's just, like, at what point does Trump look out at this sea of sort of, I'm sorry, but like toothless, literally toothless, like just kind of like heads bobbing, yawning, screaming.
A lot of yawning.
Like, he spoke for over an hour, maybe almost 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what point do you look out at the sea and be like, these aren't the best people? You know, when they're like, you know, yeah, coronavirus is a Bill Gates 5G conspiracy, but also the measles vaccine made me gay, you know, or whatever they believe about vaccinations. Like, at what point do you look out and you're like, not classy? Like, even Trump's like tactless, you know, like, oh, I love the common man. If he's like, yeah, wouldn't let these people into Mar-a-Lago, you know? No,
he would not. Yeah, no, to quote a modern day philosopher, when they're sending their people, they're not sending their best. No, that was Trump. For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.